Okay, we'll get ourselves started on time today. This session is being recorded and we will put it available online later today. Again, thank you very much for joining us. Today you have Gabin's Stockholm office and me, Mary, presenting to you. It's very short. It's only going to be about 30 minutes, this one, and it's all about activation and reactivation. So Gabinda will give you some really great suggestions on calling and activating and recontacting all your people, and you can use this to just be as a full script, or you can use it to adapt to your own personality and to your own teams and everything. So this is just an overall guideline beforehand. Before this, I will take you through who you're looking at, contacting and reactivating, how to find them, and what you have to offer them in Catalogue 7. So let's get ourselves up and running. So who are your inactives? So first of all, we have your business app. We're going to show you how to find everybody here on the business app. This is also available on the desktop website as well. So you can just go along through your reports and look there. But this is all going to be based around the business app. So you can actually go into your business app, and if you look at the bottom there, if you set the second little icon, this will go in and show you where your total recruits and starters are. So this is where you begin for your activation. So you pick up onto that bit and you look at where they are there. So you've actually got that many people, and what you've got is 44 starters. Lucky you. This is 44 people who have started, they've actually registered with the company and with your team, and 11 of them where it says recruits. These are the people who have placed the first order. This is the joining fee, sorry. So it's one BP placing on their account. They may or may not have actually gone and placed the first order from there. So you've got 33 people you need to focus on. So they've filled in the registration but not paid the joining fee. So this is where you actually go look for them. So you can look for them by the individuals. It comes in alphabetically, but you can change the order these actually showing. So they're showing as 0 BP. You go into the individual and they see there, and there you have how to contact them at the top. So you can call them directly from in here. You can message them, you can email them, you can WhatsApp them. This is all across the top there. You can do that directly from there. So you can have a cut and paste in there as well if you wanted to do that. But Gabinda's presentation is all about calling and making that personal contact. So Gabinda will go through more of this for you, but it's basically an opportunity for you to reintroduce yourself on Oriflame, tell them about you, help them through the registration process, and most importantly, tell them about Launchpad. Launchpad is so, so important, and it's the most important thing. It's already been proven to show that the people that go through Launchpad already have better businesses, better orders, and stay longer. So very well worth it there. For you to build relations, get them into your Facebook groups, get them into anything else that you have on social media, and remind them about their fast track and their welcome program. So who else? We have the recruits that have paid their joining fee, but they haven't yet placed an order. And you'll find them in exactly the same place, but they already have 1 BP, which is what goes along with the joining fee. And exactly the same way there, you pick up and you can go into the individual and you can choose how you contact them from there. But they will be showing as that 1 BP. Okay, so that's how you can tell the difference for those. And again, about sharing your story, about inspiring about the first 90 days, about whether they want to become a business builder, bigger seller, what's their reason for joining, so what's their motivation. Help them set up their PBS and help them fill in their contact list, and then get that going on social media. And then there's the consultants that are in their first 90 days. Again, those people have placed their first order, and the idea is in the 90 days, they can, if they so wish, become a beauty consultant platinum. So again, take them through the Launchpad, not just in one day, just to read it all. Make sure that they've engaged with you and they've actually responded to you. There's a whole section on the Launchpad in the e-learnings and the recording, so do go check up on it and follow it through on the report that all sponsors have on their people. Get them to join in with other trainings, and remember that they're still within their welcome program and their fast start program, so they have lots and lots of things to go for. And then for those of you that have been with us longer, those of you that will be less time with us won't have as many of these, but you have consultants that have come in, they've ordered, some come and go, but they've been inactive for anything up to almost a year, and they are all on your business as well, and they can be re-inspired at any point in time. So where do you find those? Again, this is on the business app. So again, if you look at the bottom, it's the middle icon, the little star. Again, it shows you your downline activity, how many is in your Salesforce, how many you've got to focus on, and how many have actually already placed orders. So these are people that haven't been active in the current catalogue. And they come down there and you can look at your inactive ones, your inactive twos, your inactive threes, and so forth. And it goes right back as far as inactive 16s and 17s. But we would actually say focus on the most recent, within the first half a dozen, and then once or twice you maybe go back a little bit further. But there you can see them, you can contact them in exactly the same way. Pick up on there, and then you go exactly in there, and they will have all the contact details for you there. So how you choose to do it then is up to you, and how many. So what can you offer them, this catalogue? Well, we have this lockdown offer, and this is a one-off opportunity. This is not going to happen every single catalogue, and it's no good waiting for the next one-time opportunity. And absolutely every inactive, reactive, working consultant and VIP can have this magnificent pack of the Tender Care Rose and the Wonder Lash Mascara. And for consultants, as long as they've done a 30 BP order, it will come absolutely free with that. And for the VIPs, it's a £30 order. And again, I reiterate, this is a lockdown offer. This is not a repeatable offer, and it is marvellous. So make sure everybody knows and they get the opportunity to get this for absolutely nothing. We also have the 100 BP gift. So you'd be surprised. Don't ever underestimate people. People are going for their welcome program and everything else. They can pick up this as well. And a reactive has placed orders before. They had customers before. You never know, they might just be re-inspired to contact people, especially at this time when everybody's home and it's beginning to become a little bit boring now, isn't it? Let's be honest. So, perhaps you need something else to actually contact someone you haven't chatted to for a while. This is the perfect opportunity. We also have the spring care package. The sheets mask is coming back into stock today, so that will be available. Just £8.95, and we will donate £1 for every single pack sold. So whether you choose to have it as your own pack or whether you want to make a gift of it to somebody who's doing something very special, totally up to you, but we will make sure £1 for every pack purchased is made. And finally, we have those bathroom essentials. For those people who do not want to leave the house and want everything to come to them, this is a perfect little pack for the entire household. So that's what we've got. That's who you've got. That's how you go find them. So now, listen to the, we'll pass over to the lovely Gobinda, who will take you on how to contact them and how to chat. So Gobinda, I will just give you control.
Yep.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. It's still not working.
Yeah, you have just move your mouse. You should be there.
Okay. Now. Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe it's your thing. Well, I should change over for you. So there you go.
Okay. Well, thank you. So hello everybody, and we had fantastic offers, and the way from your business app how you can get in touch with your people. Fantastic session by Mary, and now I will be taking you through telecalling, which seems very obvious, a normal thing. Telecalling, okay, what can somebody tell you about this? But then again, there's a lot which we can talk about on telecalling itself. First of all, we will go through the 7 steps to activate your consultants, and these days during the lockdown time, it is all the more important for your telecalling sessions. So next slide, Mary. Well, so it's easy to make friends, but all the more difficult to stay in touch with them. It's always there in the back of your mind, that yes, I am going to call so and so person, yes, I will take out some time and call the person, but it's very important that you pick your phone and call them now. So use your phone, but before just picking up your phone and calling, there's a lot of things which you should do, because your calls, you know uh, can within a short time also be meaningful, in the sense that they don't need to be long to be meaningful. If you have the right things in place, your call can be short and yet be meaningful, impactful, and this is how we go through it. So what are the preparations we do before calling a person? Before calling a person, we should know why we want to call the person. What is it that we want to gain out of this call? Yes, of course, building a relationship is locked. It takes most of your telecalling part, that you need to build a strong relationship. Calling people up is actually building relationships, but along with that, what else can you do? So with the little time apart from the building relationship which you have left, we will advise that you use your offers and business to talk about. So first of all, you need to know about the catalog offers yourself, about what are the offers, what are these lockdown offers. Of course, you should be aware of them. Many may not know about these. So picking up that call and talking about these lockdown offers is again a great opportunity. And then you should, when you sit to telecall, you should be ready with everything: your catalog, your pen, your notebook, your computer, where you need to place orders. Everything should be in place. You should not come out as a fidgety person. Okay, wait, let me get a pen, or wait, let me get a notebook. It wastes time and it doesn't sound professional. And of course, if you can gain some information about the previous information about the shopping habits or anything about the person you are going to make a call, it will be a great thing. And of course, most important is you should have that positive attitude, and you should take deep few breaths to start your telecalling. Uh, the voice on the phone tells what kind of a mood a person is. So you can I hope you have those times when somebody calls you up, and if the voice is chirpy, you are like, okay, so what's new with you? And if the voice is kind of groggy, you ask, is everything all right? So that's the impact a telecall can make, and that's the impact a voice which can make an impact on the phone. Remember, even on the phone, people can see you smiling. It's the voice, it's the attitude with which you call the person. So it has to be a very positive attitude. Next slide, Mary. Okay, so as I said, that telecalling takes most of the part is for building relationships. Yes, you should pick that phone up, especially during these times, and talk to people, know about their well-being, tell them about your well-being. And as I said, that people can see you smiling even on the phone. It's all your voice that they hear, and the positive attitude just get transferred from your call even on the phone, and they cannot see you. And your voice should be very calm. It should not be overwhelming or too excited. It should be calm. It's like normal hello. And then you can always compliment the consultant or thank the consultant for picking up your call. And it's very important to make the other person comfortable. And also it's very important to ask whether they can talk to you right now. It's important, can I take your 2 minutes, can I talk to you, do you have the time? It's important to ask these few questions before rattling off or starting off immediately. It's basic. And maybe they are in a hurry, maybe they are cooking, maybe they are with their children, maybe they cannot attend their call. So it's very important to go through the basics. And it's good, you can compliment the consultant. What can be the compliments in these lockdown times? You can ask how she's spending her time, and if she's doing something extraordinary like yoga classes, or spending time with the children, you can always compliment the person on that. And then you can also, of course, we have a lot of common these days. All of us are in our houses, spending quality time with the children, reading books, listening to music, having new recipes, cooking. So you can definitely find out common interests, and it's good to talk. It forms the basic of common interest. And you can always share your good experiences. It's always good to talk good things, especially during these serious time. It's always good to hear people who are positive about the situation. And on a phone, everybody expects positive emotions, professionalism, and competence. And competence is this the sense that there is a purpose of the call. It's not just, it should not come out like, I was sitting idle, I did not know how to pass my time, so I have called you up. That doesn't send the right kind of a message. So it should be building a relationship. I care about you, and I wanted to know more about you, so I have made this call. Next slide. Then once the relationship is in place and you've done the basic stuff, then you can look, of course we will have to kind of bridge our conversation from the well-being to the business, from the love and care to tuning it towards the needs they have. And then you can ask many questions. And when you ask questions, you should not be answering it for themselves. Let them answer. Give them that time. And then only when they answer your questions can you be able to find out the needs of the people. And you have to listen very actively. Uh, Although you have made the call, but it's important that you allow the other person to speak, so that you are able to identify their needs. And do not judge people. Do not s- conclude or whatever they speak, and we land up giving statements. Oh, that means you are going through a tough time, that means you're not happy. No, we are nobody to judge people, and we are nobody to make statements. You just listen calmly to what they want to speak. Sometimes people just want to speak. Somebody is listening out there and they just want to vent out. So please do not judge, just listen to them. Be open and be empathetic. Empathy is a thing which plays a role everywhere. Everybody in this world needs somebody who can just not judge them but understand them. So please be empathetic and listen to what they have to say. And this is also your point where you can gain the trust of the person and build a relation. When you're listening to them, listening to their needs, not judging them, being empathetic to them, and allowing them to speak what they want and what they are going through. So this is also not the time to push your sale. This is just to identify their needs through talking to them and being empathetic to them and listening to them actively. Then comes, once you've seen, you've identified the needs, then you can prepare an offer. And here you can start with, of course, our hero sets. And then use the beauty by Sweden approach, the Scandinavian beauty. Of course, in these times we have time. But on a personal level, I have time to look after my skin, I have time to look after my health. I am more conscious now because I can give that time, right? I don't have these long commutes. I don't don't go to the office. I work from home. Of course there are other things, but then I am able to give more time to myself. So yes, we should approach with our hero sets. And then product features. For example, we have Sun 360 new launch this catalog. And then we can talk about the product features. We know that it protects us from UVA and UVB. Now, of course, we are not going out too often, so UVB, that's ultraviolet burning, might not affect us. But UVA, ultraviolet aging, is also happening when we are inside the house. The sun rays and the pollution and even the cooking, those these things affect us on our aging front. So uh, so when it is ultraviolet aging which is happening even inside a house, we can promote 360 sun 360. And of course then it's sweat resistance, it's water resistance, and all the benefits, like it's Nordic cotton, the ingredients are Nordic cotton and cloudberry. So such things, when we talk about the features, the advantages, the benefits, uh, does make sense. Then share your experiences with the products. Of course, as I said, that now I have time to take care of myself, and I follow the routine properly of the no wage sets. So I can tell you my skin has definitely become better, and so you can also share your stories. And it's not always good to start with prices or best offers. This catalog has best offers. Let's start with the benefits, the advantages, and our own testimonials. So that we can build a use for that product and a need is created for the person. Next slide. Then deal with objections. Remember that an objection is the consultant is interested to learn more, and please look into objections like that. Objections is not just straight, the next person is not just saying a no to you. She wants to know more about it. She has more questions to be answered. So a person who has objections, I believe, is easy to make that sale to than a person who has no questions or no objections at all, because objections show that they have an interest, or some of their questions need to still be answered. And then of course, during our phone calls, we might get people who talk about other brands. They might be using other brands. It's quite normal. And it is not our job to say that this and that brand is good or not good. It is our job to tell that what are the key benefits of our brand, how Beauty by Sweden can make a difference. So we should not criticize or put down other brands. We should always emphasize on the key benefits or the features which we have, which we are proud of. It's always better to talk our best foot in front, and not because even criticizing the brand criticizes that person. The person feels bad, that as if if we say that brand is not good, the person thinks this person is thinking I am not good, my taste is bad. No, it should not be like that. We should kind of acknowledge what they are using and put in our best foot front, and only talk about our benefits, key features, advantages, Beauty by Sweden, such kind of things. And please ask questions, and to build conversation. Sometimes there is a point where both of you have nothing else to speak, but still the sale is not made or the deal is not closed. Then you can start asking questions to dig inside more. And then you should always be friendly, remain positive, and even if there is a no from the other side, it's all right. Uh, there's always a next chance. Maybe the person needs more time to go through it or understand it more, or takes time to decide upon things, or maybe has just purchased a lot of things from the other brand. We should not pour our things on top of that. So just be positive and be nice to people even who do not buy and say a no. And do not use phrases like, honestly, how can I help you? I am ethical. Mm, your when you talk about Beauty by Sweden, when you talk about the features of the product, when you talk about the advantages, when your voice seem confident, when you are passionate about what you are doing, you do not have to mention these things. It comes out naturally. The person but obvious understands what you are trying to say, and the trust is there because you've built a relation. So you do not have to say such obvious things. It should just come naturally. They should be just be understood as, because there's a relationship and trust already built. Next slide. So when you want to close a sale, always give a choice, because when you give a choice, it's easy for the person to decide. when you give just one thing, okay, now you know this is for you, it's difficult. The answer will be a yes or a no. But when you give choices, well, you know, you can go for this or you can go for this, and then you will definitely get an yes answer, because you have given her 2 3 options, and whatever suits the best to the person will say yes to. There are more chances of a yes when you give options rather than just give one choice. And then you can start from no wage and wellness offers. Of course, the no wage range itself has you know, different categories which might suit the person, and wellness in these days is again very very important, because immunity is playing a lot of role. So this is how we can, you know, proceed. For example, we can start with an astaxanthin or an omega, and then go up to a wellness shake, you know, things like that, just to kind of assure the person that okay, fine, you can start with this and then move on. But for no-waste sets, yes, there are ranges, and when you talk about the various ranges, don't try to talk about one set. As you will understand through the needs, you can, you know, put whichever no-waste set suits the customer most and explain the benefits. I'm sure with the testimonials and your experiences, it'll end up to a sale. And ask more questions, you know. And these, remember, these questions should be open-ended questions. What are open-ended questions? Open-ended questions are those which will give you more answers, not just a yes or no, right? For example, instead of saying that, okay, so would you like to go for this no wage time reversing set, as it will, you know, I have told you the benefits will, you know, do this and do this and do this. What do you say? Would you go for it? Now that's a closed ended question. You will get a yes or a no. So what are the type of questions you can ask which will open for a dialogue, which will have the other person speak more? So you can ask like, what do you think are your skin concerns? And how do you want to improve? You can always say what is good about your skin, to start with a positive note, and how do you think you would like to improve? And then if a person says, I think my skin is very good, I don't need to improve anything, well, okay, that's perfect, very good. In the present scenario, at the present date, it's very good. How do you see your skin in the next 2 years? So these are the questions which will ask the person to speak more. Don't go for closed-ended questions where there is just an yes or a no as an answer, because you then cannot take your conversation forward. And then after finalizing the first product, propose complementary products. Remember, it's very important to propose complementary products. For example, somebody ordering a lipstick, there's a lip liner. Somebody asking for an eye pencil, a mascara, there is an eye pencil, there's an eyebrow pencil. There's so many things which we can give as complementary products. Actually, selling complementary products tells about your selling skills. So if somebody has ordered one thing and you can add another to it, tells about your experience, your trust of the products, and you know, kind of talks about how good you are at your recommending products to people. So it's good if you are able to make another complementary products. Remember, when we go to McDonald's, when you order a burger, they will always ask you, would you like fries and a drink? It's normal. Every time they will ask you, fries and drinks, would you like fries and drinks? So it's like that. So just make it a habit of suggesting complementary products. And upselling and cross selling, it's not just that a lipstick and a liner, you can do cross selling as well. For example, if there's a foundation, you can always ask for a face powder, or you can go for this month Illuskin highlighter, such kind of things. Always remember to not just be happy with the sale you got. Always try to sell another thing, or propose another thing, recommend another thing. Next slide, please. And then follow up. So Call after 2-3 days or whenever they have received the products. Of course, in these times there'll be more time taken to deliver the products, so keeping that in mind, remember to call. We make calls, we make the sale, 80% of the people fail because they do not follow up. Set aside a time for follow up. For example, if you've made a call today, then do the calculations till when the orders will reach, and then accordingly in between you can call them and reassure them that it doesn't take that much time in normal circumstances, but of course in these circumstances just keep your this thing fingers crossed, and your orders is on the way. And you can check on the people. So it's like, I'm not here just to sell and vanish. I am here to build a relationship. I am here for a long term friendship. Look out for friends, people, not for buyers. When you look out for friends and not buyers, you've made it. You will not just get orders from them once, but they will continue giving you orders because they have faith in you, they trust you, and they like dealing with you. So it's very important to give those follow-up calls. You can use SMS and WhatsApp also, but initially, you cannot just think about social media or SMS or WhatsApp. Telecalling makes a different impact. It tells that how much you care. And then invite them for online activities, and then you can don't forget to ask referrals. We always forget to ask, are there more people who would be interested like you are interested? Would you suggest a friend or a neighbor or a relative? Always ask for referrals. And also talk about the new catalog. Tell them that we have a new catalog coming up, and people are excited about new catalogs, and they would like to see what is in store for the next catalog. And of course, keep a track of what your people are buying from you, so that you can recommend them again when you think now it must be over, or when it is a good deal. Of course, I told you not to call just to start with the price, but you can always start with, remember you purchased this shampoo and you got benefits, and this time I'm very happy to tell you that it must have been got over by now, that I would resuggest you. So these are the things, it takes a lot of efforts. We say we do not get that sale, we say we do not get people buying from us, but it is a whole kind of a process. Even a telecalling needs a lot of work, preparation, before you just pick up that phone and call. And remember, it's important to schedule calls. There's always in the back of your mind, I need to call a friend. Yeah, I'll call her today, I'll call her tomorrow, I'll call her day after, and a week is gone. And then the person calls you up and you are like, oh, I was thinking of calling you up. So in a business, when you are in a business, everything needs to be set and done professionally, even if it is a friendly call, right? So you need to schedule your calls. Keep a time on your checklist of the day to do activities. Please keep a time, schedule your calls. This time I am just going to call people. That ways you are motivated, that ways you have kept a time apart, and that way you will land up calling people, not just thinking I need to call, right? So it's important that you keep in mind all these steps. Next slide. So we have talked about the 7 things during telecalling. I'm sure we do all these things. I'm not saying that you do not do all these things, but remember, you do all these things unconsciously. But when you do things consciously and your call is framed in these 7 steps, you will land up with the required results. Otherwise, what will happen? You will, after the call is made, you're like, oh, I forgot to tell her about this. No, it should not be like that. Each moment counts, each telephone call is important. So if you are pre-prepared and the 7 steps are in place, your call is worthwhile. Your call is the purpose that it was made for, and it gets solved. So what are the other things you can do by calling? Of course, building a relationship with your team. It's very important to pick that phone and ask them how they are doing. And then it's so good to hear voices. It's so good to hear the voice on the other side. And then, of course, collecting orders and education about products and business opportunity. Of course, there's social media, your posts are there and everything is there, but sometimes it's important to call a person and educate the products, because they will have so many questions which they would have otherwise asked if you would not have called. So it's very important that you can, talk about products and the opportunity on phone. Follow up on performance, like Mary told you in the beginning from the business app, how you can follow up for the performance for the month or the catalog. And discuss about future catalogs, current situations, inform SMS about current sales programs and best offers. You can always pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm sending you, I'm sending on WhatsApp the current offers, the lockdown offers, go through them. Otherwise, there is so many WhatsApp messages, nobody tends opening them up. But if you've made a call and you've closed by saying that, yes, I'm just sending you the offers, I'm sure the person will open up and see. It makes a different impact altogether. It tells the person you care, and it tells the person that you are passionate and want the person to complete his or her targets. And of course, you can then share links on to Oriflame YouTube. It is easy. And most importantly, which I personally very highly recommend, is call a person to recognize. If you cannot meet face to face, it's very important to call a person and congratulate the person on their achievements. Just sending a message doesn't make the difference. It doesn't talk much about how happy you are for the person, that the person has achieved something. If you pick up the call and recognize the person for their achievements, it's a whole new thing. It's just similar like a friend receiving a message of happy birthday from you, or a friend receiving a call of happy birthday to you. Put it on yourselves as well, guys. I mean, if somebody just messages you on your achievements, will you be that excited? No. But if somebody calls you up and congratulates you for your achievements, I'm sure you'll be very happy. So recognition is something, especially to your far off people and these lockdown times. If somebody has achieved it, it really calls for that kind of a special call that need to be made to the person to just congratulate the person on the achievements. Next slide, please. So that's all I have from my side. Remember, telecalling is also a process. It's not just picking up the phone and speaking your heart out. Yes, you need to speak your heart out, but then when you call your team, when you call your downlines, it has a purpose, and that purpose also needs to be solved. Remember, building a relationship is very, very important, but then also, recommending products, and taking a order, closing a deal is also important, but only can be done once your relationship is built. So that's all from my side. Wishing you all the best, and just schedule a date, schedule a time, and pick that call and call your people. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you
everybody.
very much, Govinda. Thank you, everybody, for attending. This will be up online later. And if you are a leader, do remember that this is not all on you. Share this out with people who've sponsored people, and make sure everybody can get a chance to make those calls. They do and them. So good luck. Let us know how you get on. Take care. See you soon.
Yes, thank you. Bye.